Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I want to share about a conversation uh, that sparked my curiosity, that gave me an idea to make this video. Maybe 12 hours ago or 14 hours ago, like 4 a.m. in the morning, I had an absolute pleasure participating in a coaching conversation. Right, I was just observing one of my favorite. I can call him like one of my favorite people in the comp community. He was getting coached by I think a multi times finals, like a CC finals person or a PSQ person. I'm not sure, but they had a lovely conversation breaking down the entire scrim block, right? And they talked about multiple things, about rotations, about mentality, about trust in their teammates. And there was this one part that sparked my curiosity, and it was about trust, right? They were like, well, we're not going to go too deep on team fighting because team fighting requires trust, and trust is going to require time. So you're going to take a couple months to develop trust in each other. So we'll discuss about it later. And I was sitting in the conversation, and my mouth was twitching to contribute something, but I didn't want to, don't want to make it awkward. But this gave me an idea to talk about trust, right? So, what he said is true. When we're talking about trust from a social aspect or from an emotional aspect, it takes time, it requires effort. It is about someone's attitude and personality in terms of how responsive are they to feedback, how consistently are they showing up, are they willing to take accountability? Like, these are all personal qualities, and it does take time. But let's say, right? Let's say, let me write it down. So we have trust that is social, right? And then there are some very specific gameplay traits, specific skills that is going to make your gameplay more reliable, right? For example, what I mean is, let's say I am going to compete with my mom and dad, right? I trust them both a lot. So the social aspect, I don't need a lot of time. I've already spent a lot of time building the trust with my parents, right? And even if I give them the mechanics, even if I show them macro, give them like 1,000, 2,000 hours head start, there are still going to be very specific skills that are going to make them unreliable in the game, right? So this layer or this type of trust is what I wanted to address. Like, this is something that you can actively work on. This is something that you can deliberately practice, right? And I'm a big fan of deliberate practice. I'm a big fan of isolating very specific parts of your gameplay and practicing it over and over again until you can refine it, right? So I want to talk about, if you imagine the skill tree for video games, right? In single player video games, you acquire skills as you navigate through the game. You acquire skills, you unlock skills, right? I see Apex to be in a similar way, like very common skills like inventory management, reading the ring, pinching a team. Like, how skillful are you in pinching a team, gatekeeping a team, third partying, 3v3s, your mid range, your shot close range, like all of these different skills, right? So I was thinking, what makes a player in a competitive lobby reliable? And I was able to narrow down it to two skills. Okay. The two skills in terms of gameplay are, one, scouting, right? Scouting or information gathering, right? The willingness to clear spaces and the willingness to find threats. Like, I can take a look at someone's gameplay. It does not matter what position or what role they're playing. I should be able to see an effort in finding enemies and finding threats or clearing space, right? And this skill, it is going to make unlock, like, imagine in most, I think even pro league mid-table teams, they are super reliant on only the IGL to keep them alive and to keep them in a good tempo in rotations and in fights, right? So imagine having three players who have very good scouting skills, who understand threats, right? Who understand threats, and they understand the importance of clearing space. Now you have way more options in terms of your rotations, right? This is a skill, right? The next one is your ability to delay. Okay. Apex is a BR game. And if we are going from point A to point B, at any point, some very RNG specific thing can happen. A team can walk ulti, a team can be crypto droning you from the fucking heavens, and like what I'm trying to mean is I'm walking into new space and I'm clearing space. But even then, there can be an immediate threat popping in front of my screen, right? And my individual ability to delay my death, my individual ability to delay getting rinsed, right? That is gonna be huge. If I can buy 3 to 5 seconds time, that is gonna be huge for my team, right? So, is my hand moving properly? Yeah, nice. Oh! Uh-oh. So, your ability to find threats and clear spaces, and your ability to delay, right? And fraggers especially. Let me show you a stat, right? Apex Legends status. It's gonna take a bit. It's important to practice patience, brother. It's fucking buffering, bro. Are we actually buffering at 10 p.m., bro? By 10 p.m., my internet should be quick. I'm not sure what's going on. I want to show you this very specific damage differential. You know about this. You've seen the stat, but this is the most important stat, right? Oh my god. Is it my internet? I should have preloaded this. Well, we'll wait for that to preload. But me being safe, right? Like intuitively, a person who can keep their health bar, pretty much full in any situation is more reliable if you think about it intuitively, right? And that is, we have an example. Okay, let's load it. You ready for this stat? Okay, so there's damage dealt and there's damage taken, right? Very straightforward. How much damage you're dealing and how much damage you're taking. And it's right now it is not sorted, but soon. Oh my god. It is on another level, bro. Another level. He almost deals, for example, for every damage he takes, he almost puts in 2 damage extra, right? The differential is insane for Hal. This is why he's my favorite player. No fancy movement, no fancy trick shots. It's just being technically superior, right? And everyone on Falcons, they have a very, very, very good damage differential. Now, if I have teammates who are not gonna go down immediately anytime they're going into new spaces, it is gonna enable my game plans. It's gonna enable the way we play around each other, right? And here we have a situation. I had to search super hard to get the specific situation because they were either getting assisted on their rotates by either Valkyrie or Crypto. Like Valkyrie or Crypto is going to help you recon your rotates, right? Recon your rotates. They're going to help you scout a little easier. You use your util to scout. But I want to find a team comp where it has to rely on their individual skill to scout, to stay safe, right? So let's take a look at this, and we'll do a role play real quick.
Do you want me to go play with Ben or get barrels over here and just play it?
I think you stay where you're at, Wolfie. Or both of us. Like you guys both stay where you're at. You're both good.
We get the confirmation for the game plan. The game plan for this rank. Pay attention to top right. There's 13 squads left. This is a scrim game. We have round 4, and we have all of this side of. And we're trying to play space here, right? Can we? Okay. Yeah, so we have this entire segment of zone that we can that we are responsible for. And there's 13 squads distributed everywhere else, right? So your ability to hold, like right now, your ability to hold is being tested. It requires, like, the scouting is easier because the threats are going to be...
You cannot let anyone rap us while see, like, if they
The threats are going to be static, right? For example, let me show you.
start rapping, you have to bang on shit, okay?
Team flying?
Hello? Okay? Yes?
Yeah, I hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
The late response being called out. This is a
Team on
scrim
the ramp
game.
right now.
So for Guild, right? For Guild, the players he's playing, his immediate threats are someone playing the ramp, and there's like a gap, right, between, like, there's like two poster boats or some shit, and there's like a gap, right? So Guild has to handle these two threats, and we trust Guild to handle both of them. Like, that is a player quality skill. Like, his ability to hit shots is also going to keep him alive, but his ability to play safely from these two threats all by himself, right? Hal can periodically cover fire for you, but that's pretty much it. And this is the setup, and this is what the stakes are. And I want you to pay close attention, really close attention to what happens next.
I'm getting fucking shot by a charge. Makes it hard. I hit 120.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm batting.
I had 120 and I'm batting. His flush damage, right? His flush damage. Put yourself in Hal's shoes, right? Put yourself in Hal's shoes, and let's say we are in your team. You see someone taking flush damage away from you, all isolated. There's 13 squads left. Round 4. Are you telling me you will not be worried? You will not be worried about, hey, do you want to come to me? Do you want me to come to you? I'm looking over you. Like, all of these different responses, right? We are trying to swap positions. We are trying to collapse. Like, when you hear any of these, it is a reminder that your trust is not 100%. It is a reminder that your trust is still growing, right? To put it in very sweet terms. So, Guild taking flash damage, there's like absolutely no sense of panicking. Like, Wolsey's not asking anything, Hal is not asking anything. They're just like, yeah, bro, you can deal with that. You're supposed to be dealing with that, right?
Yeah, I cracked him. I've got Kraber. He has a Kraber. They're trying to force us. They're trying to force. Can you bingo back, Walsey? You gotta bingo back.
Right. So, Guild is able to go overextend a little bit. Overextend as in terms of just stretching the position, right? He's still playing the terrain to his advantage, but he's able to...
I'm getting fucking shot by a charge. Makes it hard. I hit 120.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm batting.
Right? He took 140 damage. Hal is not hugging a piece of cover. Hal is like, this person, Guild is going to make sure this person is looking at him. And Hal is getting free shots right now, right? And Guild understands this. Like, if I take damage, Hal will cover fire for me. Like, this is like the unspoken contract, right? And oh, that is the next thing I want to talk about. So there is the skill, right? Skill is your capacity to do things, to do task A, B, and C. And then there's the standards, right? Standards is what we agree outside of the game. It is something you can agree outside of the game. It is something you can let it develop organically over time. The one thing that I dislike the most is being okay with concepts and skills being developed over time. If there is an opportunity to develop it actively, to develop in a robust way, in an effective way, we gotta look at it, right? We gotta take a look at it. And standards is one thing like that. So it's a very fat brush size. So standards is like, for example, let's say you are playing with me. Like, what can you expect out of me? Like, my screen should be predictable to you. No matter which map we are on, no matter which lobby we are in. Like, if we enter new space, you should have an idea about what Mumsy is doing, right? This is going to make it easier. This is going to make the game a lot easier for you to play. Like, the silences will have meaning, right? So, for example, for standards, I'm going to make sure we clear any threat that can pinch us, right? I'm going to make sure our back is safe. Like, threats that can pinch. Threats that can pinch. And threats that can, like I like to call it like the 90 degrees, like the check, like not getting checked. It's let me show you, okay? So let's see, we have interactive map, right? Please do not buffer. Okay, we just buffering. Anyways, okay, we have a map here. Let's say we walk up. Imagine you're walking up, right? You imagine you're walking up to. Imagine you're walking up to new space. Forget all of this. You're walking up into new space, right? Like let's say you're coming from draft point, and let's say the ping is over here, right? We head our UAV. We kind of know for the next maybe around up to this point our rotations are uncontested, and beyond this our rotations are contested, right? Or just keep brainstorming. So if you have me on the team, right, I'm gonna make sure while crossing I'm looking at my 90 degrees, like, right, my 90 degrees and someone who can pinch us in the back, right? Like every 20 meters I'm gonna throw a check around this angle and a check around this space. Like I'm gonna be responsible for the right side if I'm on the right side. If I'm on the left side, same. If I'm crossing like this, I'm gonna make sure we throw a check like here and a check like that, right? And what this is gonna do, like this standard, it's gonna generate trust, but it's also gonna cycle trust every game, every fight. If I'm silent, I am doing this, but this is my default, right? And when it's not happening, when I'm not able to clear spaces, you're gonna know. You're gonna know because that is the standard by which we play on the team, right? So skills and standards, these are the ways where you can actively build trust, right? And yeah, that is the video I wanted to. Now check is okay. So check is something I like calling it. Me and my friends like calling it. So if this is the space, and let's say I'm here, we know this is a pinch, right? We do not want to be in a pinch. We don't want that. And now let's say I have a piece of cover, right? I have a piece of cover and there's an enemy in front of the cover. But if there's also an enemy at my right angles, I'm fucked. I can't take cover from one guy and deal with the other guy, right? So this position, we call it like, you know how this position is called, we're getting pinched, right? Oh, I'm getting pinched or I'm pinching, right? This position, I call it getting checked. I'm checked. I can't move. Like my cover is exposed at right angles, like in front of me, but also on the right angles, right? So when I'm moving, I want to make sure that these two scenarios are not happening, right? So to refresh, to review, it will be the way I scout and the way I delay, right? And we'll talk about more about delaying. We'll definitely talk more about delaying because this is like a key skill. If you can full swing, right? If you can operate at the highest gear, now all we have to do is, can you wait? Can you wait at a piece of cover? Can you bait bullets? Can you bait U-turn before you go full speed, right? Introducing delay in your maximum speed is how we build gears. I've told you about, maybe not to you guys, but I've told this person about there's like maybe 5 gears, right? Think of every Apex player to be a sports car, and every player is gonna play the game in certain gears. Now, if you can either be in the first gear, which will be long range poking, or you can be the 5th gear, which is like straight up R5ing. Someone, you swing their piece of cover and R5 them, right? And the way to build more gears will be to delay from your fastest speed to, can I just stop one piece of cover before, right? That would be like the 3rd gear. And then based on, we'll talk about more about tempo. We'll talk about more on that. But that is what I want to share with you guys today. I hope you liked the video. Appreciate any and every type of support. If you like this content, leave a comment. I love reading the comments, and have a great week.